Welcome to our channel. Today we have a special guest, Francesca from Veneto, Italy, who has bravely decided to share her journey with borderline personality disorder. Francesca, a bright and vivacious woman, hails from the picturesque region of Veneto in Italy. Her story, however, is not as serene as the landscape she grew up around. As a child, Francesca was thrown into a world of chaos, a whirlwind of experiences that led her down a path she had never envisioned. Her childhood, a complex tapestry of school pressures, familial discord, and a constant battle with her own mental health, laid the groundwork for a diagnosis she would receive later in life. Life was a constant uphill battle for Francesca. Academically, she was caught in a vicious cycle of high expectations and mounting pressures. The schoolyard, a place meant for growth and development, was instead a battleground. It was a place where she was constantly wrestling with the mounting pressures of academic excellence, all while trying to navigate the tumultuous waters of her personal life. At home, things were no less challenging. Francesca's family dynamics were far from conventional. Tensions ran high, and the air was often filled with an unsettling quiet, a silence that only added to the chaotic atmosphere. Her parents, who were dealing with their own set of issues, were unable to provide the stability and support Francesca desperately craved. The cumulative effect of these experiences began to take a toll on Francesca's mental health. The constant state of unrest, the lingering unease began to seep into her psyche, laying the foundation for her mental health struggles. It was a vicious cycle of turmoil and strife, a cycle that Francesca was desperate to break. Let's delve into Francesca's story and better understand her experiences with borderline personality disorder. As we journey with Francesca through her life, we'll uncover the challenges she faced, the influences that shaped her, and the strength she summoned to confront her mental health diagnosis. Join us as we shed light on her personal experiences, providing a deeper understanding of what living with borderline personality disorder truly means. Francesca, why have you decided to make videos about your borderline personality disorder? Francesca, with a sense of conviction in her voice, begins to share her motivation. I make these videos because I want to shed light on a disorder that is so often misunderstood. I wish to provide a sense of companionship to those who are in the same boat, and to foster understanding among those who are not. She continues, "My journey with borderline personality disorder has been a winding path, filled with many highs and lows. There have been times when I felt utterly alone, with no one who truly understood what I was going through. It was during one of these low points that I decided to create these videos, not only as a form of self-expression, but as a beacon of hope for others who may be feeling the same way." Francesca's voice brims with passion as she talks about the impact she hopes her videos will have. "I hope that by sharing my experiences, I can help to break down the stigma surrounding mental health. I want others to know that having a mental health disorder does not define you. It's just one part of who you are." She elaborates on the importance of open discussions about mental health. "We need to have these conversations. We need to talk about mental health in the same way we talk about physical health. It's equally important, and it's time we start treating it that way." Francesca ends her explanation with a profound statement. "I make these videos not because I want to be seen as a victim, but because I want to be a voice that says, you're not alone. It's okay to not be okay. And it's more than okay to seek help." It's truly inspiring to see how you're using your experiences to help others, Francesca. Francesca, could you tell us how many of the 9 traits of borderline personality disorder you have? Francesca's voice, warm yet somber, fills the air. "I exhibit 7 out of the 9 traits, each presenting its own unique challenges." She begins to elaborate, her words painting a vivid picture of her inner world. "Fear of abandonment is a constant presence in my life," she says. "I constantly worry about being left alone, and this fear can sometimes lead to impulsive actions to prevent it from becoming a reality." She continues, "Unstable relationships are another trait I struggle with. My feelings towards others can shift rapidly, from intense love and admiration to intense dislike or anger." Francesca then moves on to discuss the 3rd trait, unclear or shifting self-image. "Sometimes I have a hard time understanding who I am or what I believe in. My views about myself can drastically change, leading to frequent shifts in goals, values, and career plans." She also talks about impulsive and risky behaviors. This trait can manifest in several ways, such as reckless driving, unsafe sex, or binge eating. "For me, it often shows up as overspending or rash decision-making." Francesca's voice grows softer as she talks about the 5th trait, Self-harming behavior. I've struggled with self-harm in the past as a way to cope with intense emotional pain. Next, she discusses extreme emotional swings. My emotions can be very intense and can change quickly. One moment I might be happy and the next I could be feeling despair. Finally, she shares about her chronic feelings of emptiness. Sometimes I feel like there's a void inside me. It's a constant struggle to find something that can fill this emptiness. Your openness about your disorder is enlightening, Francesca. Her story is not just about struggle, but also about resilience, and it provides a deeper understanding of the complexities of borderline personality disorder. Can you share with us what your childhood was like, Francesca? Francesca's childhood, as she so aptly describes it, was a whirlwind of chaos. Born and raised in the picturesque region of Veneto, Italy, one might imagine an idyllic upbringing amidst the rolling hills and historic architecture. Yet Francesca's reality was starkly different. She remembers a childhood punctuated by unpredictability. Her family life was a turbulent sea of emotions, a roller coaster ride that never seemed to end. This turbulence, she believes, played a significant role in the development of her borderline personality disorder. Francesca recalls her school days, filled with more challenges than just algebra and history. Her school environment was yet another tumultuous landscape, fraught with social intricacies and academic pressures. She struggled to fit in, to find her place amidst the noise, and all the while her mental health was a silent battle she fought every day. Her mother's mental health was another factor that significantly impacted Francesca's formative years. Living with a parent struggling with mental illness, Francesca experienced firsthand the ripple effects of instability and uncertainty. She was often the caretaker, the rock in a sea of chaos, a role that came with immense pressure and emotional strain. As Francesca shares these memories, one can't help but appreciate the strength and resilience that have been a part of her journey. Each experience, each challenge, each obstacle she faced, she believes, has shaped her into the person she is today. A person who, despite her struggles, continues to advocate for mental health awareness, sharing her story in hopes of shedding light on the unseen battles many face. Francesca's childhood was not easy, far from the picturesque Veneto backdrop that was her home. Yet she believes that it was these very experiences, these tumultuous years, that led her to seek help, to understand her diagnosis, and ultimately, to find her voice. Your childhood experiences have undoubtedly shaped your journey, Francesca. How do you think your relationship with your parents affected your mental health diagnosis, Francesca? Our journey continues with Francesca's reflection on her familial ties, a potent factor in her mental health journey. Francesca recalls her relationship with her parents as tumultuous, a stormy sea that cast waves of instability onto her young life. She describes a childhood where emotional support was inconsistent, and communication was often fraught with tension. Her father, though present, was somewhat distant, a figure largely shrouded in the shadows of her mother's overpowering presence. Her mother, on the other hand, was a whirlwind of emotions, her own mental health struggles casting a long dark shadow over their relationship. Francesca speaks of her mother's mental illness as a constant undercurrent in her life, a silent force that shaped her earliest understanding of what it meant to navigate the world emotionally. This tumultuous familial environment, she believes, played a significant role in her own mental health diagnosis. The instability and unpredictability she experienced at home led to a heightened sense of anxiety and fear, emotions that would later manifest as traits of borderline personality disorder. Francesca also mentions that her relationship with her parents was not entirely negative. There were moments of love, of connection, and of shared joy that she cherishes. However, the inconsistency of these moments, juxtaposed against the backdrop of emotional turmoil, only served to reinforce her feelings of instability and insecurity. Her story underlines the importance of nurturing stable, healthy relationships within the family unit. It highlights how the emotional environment at home can significantly impact a child's mental health development. Through Francesca's experiences, we understand that a child's perception of their parents' actions and emotions plays a crucial role in shaping their own emotional landscape. Her story reminds us that mental health is not an isolated aspect of our lives, but is intricately woven into the fabric of our relationships and experiences. Family dynamics play a significant role in mental health. Thank you for sharing, Francesca. As we delve deeper into Francesca's journey, we gain more insight into the complexities of mental health, the influence of family relationships, and the importance of understanding and addressing these issues. Francesca, were you seeking out mental health treatments or help during your childhood and teenage years? Francesca's story of seeking help is a tale of courage and resilience. From an early age, she knew something was different about her. The world seemed like a tumultuous sea, and she felt like a small boat caught in the storm. She was constantly tossed around by her emotions, struggling to find balance. In her teenage years, Francesca began to understand that her emotional turmoil was not something everyone experienced. She realized that she needed help to navigate the stormy seas of her emotions. However, seeking help was not as straightforward as she had hoped. In her small town in Veneto, Italy, mental health was a topic shrouded in stigma and misunderstanding. People rarely spoke about it, and when they did, it was often in hushed tones behind closed doors. Francesca felt as though she was embarking on a journey with no roadmap, no compass. Despite these challenges, Francesca remained undeterred. She sought help from her school counselor, who was her first beacon of hope. The counselor didn't have all the answers, but she listened. She validated Francesca's feelings and experiences, something that Francesca hadn't received from her chaotic home environment. Francesca then sought help from local mental health services. It was a daunting experience, filled with a myriad of consultations, assessments, and waiting lists. It was intimidating, yes, but Francesca was determined. She knew she had to continue on her journey for the sake of her well-being. Her relentless pursuit of help eventually led her to a diagnosis of borderline personality disorder. It was a shocking revelation, but it also brought a sense of relief. Finally, she had a name for the storm that had been raging inside of her. It was the first step towards understanding herself better and learning how to navigate her emotional world. Your proactive approach to seeking help is commendable, Francesca. This journey, fraught with obstacles and challenges, is a testament to Francesca's strength and determination. Her story serves as a beacon of hope for others who may be embarking on a similar journey towards understanding and managing their mental health. What was your initial diagnosis, Francesca? And what was it like being misdiagnosed? Francesca's journey to understanding her mental health was not a straight path. Her initial diagnosis was not borderline personality disorder, but rather a more common condition, depression. This misdiagnosis, she tells us, led her down a road of confusion and frustration. I was taking medications and attending therapy sessions for a condition I didn't have, she shares, her voice echoing the struggle she had to endure. Misdiagnosis, as Francesca's story highlights, can have profound implications. It can lead to inappropriate treatment plans, which can exacerbate the actual condition. In Francesca's case, the treatments for depression did little to alleviate her symptoms. Instead, they left her feeling misunderstood and isolated, a sentiment that's all too common among individuals with misdiagnosed mental health conditions. But the impact of misdiagnosis extends beyond inappropriate treatments. It can also contribute to a sense of hopelessness and despair. As Francesca puts it, I started to feel like there was no solution for me, that I was beyond help. This feeling, she admits, was one of the darkest periods of her life. But Francesca's story is not just about the challenges of misdiagnosis, it's also about resilience and the power of accurate diagnosis. When Francesca was finally diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, it was, in her words, like a light at the end of a very long, very dark tunnel. With the correct diagnosis, she could finally understand her experiences and take appropriate steps towards managing her condition. And this is why Francesca is sharing her story, to shed light on the often overlooked issue of misdiagnosis in mental health. She wants to help others understand the importance of accurate diagnosis and to encourage them to seek second opinions if their treatments aren't working. Misdiagnosis can indeed be a challenging part of the journey. Thank you for sharing, Francesca. Thank you, Francesca, for sharing your journey with us. Francesca's story has given us a poignant window into the reality many face growing up amidst chaos, uncertainty, and the shadow of mental illness. Her experiences of school, family, and the hurdles she overcame in her mental health journey are a testament to her resilience and strength. Struggling with the traits of borderline personality disorder, navigating her relationship with her parents, and the impact of her mother's mental instability on her own mental well-being, Francesca has faced challenges that many of us cannot even imagine. Yet, even in the face of misdiagnosis and the struggle to find appropriate help during her childhood and teenage years, Francesca persevered. Her story is a powerful reminder that seeking help is not a sign of weakness, but a step towards healing. Francesca's story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Remember, it's okay to seek help, and you are not alone in your journey.